Hi there, kindergarten. This is Mrs. Bierman. I am the art teacher for some of the grades here at the elementary school and for our middle schoolers over at the big building. Some of you I got to see last year in pre-K, so I'm happy to see you, even though it might be over the computer. I'm glad that we can work a little bit together. So I'm helping your kindergarten teachers teach you how to do a winter project that you're going to be able to take home to give to your families for Christmas. We're going to create some really cute snowmen with a really beautiful and colorful background. So the first thing we're going to do is create that colorful background. And we're going to do it by using tissue paper to paint with. We're going to be painting with something called glue water. It actually looks like a big jar of milk, doesn't it? Well, this is glue mixed with water, so it's watered down. It's all mixed up. And we're going to be using small squares of tissue paper for this. The colors that we're using are colors that you might find in the sky. These are what we call cool colors. We have blue and blue violet, we have violet, and we have red violet, or this pretty pink color. Excuse me. There's also some lighter blues in here as well. You can use all of the colors, all 5 of them, or you might only choose 2 to use. That is up to you. I paused the video for a second because I realized I didn't protect my table. So I have grabbed one of my old art room placemats and I have put that on the table in front of me. So I have protected my table. I'm going to get my white piece of paper all ready and make sure you have your name on it, please. I'm going to put my white piece of paper next to me, and then I have a small cup of that milky substance, our glue mixed with water. I have a paintbrush, and I have my container of tissue paper squares. So I want to talk to you about using this glue water. It's very liquidy and drippy. So every time I go to use this, I want to wipe it off on the sides. Dip, wipe, wipe. I'm going to start I'm going to do mine upside down so you can see it, but you're going to start at the top of your paper and just paint a line of glue water. Now you might not be able to see it, but it looks shiny. Once it's shiny, I'm going to lay my squares on top of it. I don't want the same color next to the same color, so I'm going to scoot it down a little bit. I'm going to put a different color in between. You can make a pattern, or you can just do a random bunch of colors. I'm trying to fill in all of the white space. I'm doing that by overlapping. Here's an important step for you. We can't just leave it there. We have to go back on top of it again. So I dip, wipe, wipe, and I'm going to gently go back over my tissue paper. Now you might see that some of the color, look at that, some of the color is being wiped right off my tissue paper. If I get my finger in it, my finger has color on it. This tissue paper is called bleeding tissue paper. It sounds a little yucky, but it's not. It just means the color comes off of the tissue paper when it gets wet. And it's a nice thing to happen if we want our colors to blend or if we want to be able to fill in the white spots. But it does stain our fingers all different colors. So you might have to wash your hands after this, or when you get home, take a bath, or help mom or dad with the dishes. It'll come off, I promise. Just be careful, roll up those sleeves, and try not to get it on your clothes. So I finished my first row. I now have to paint another line with that glue water. It might not look so white anymore because there's color on my paintbrush. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm keeping them nice and close together, trying to make sure that they're overlapping, and I'm filling up all of the white space. I'm also doing my best to try to keep the tissue paper on my white paper. What's my next step? I need to dip, wipe, and then carefully go over those tissue paper squares again. So what I mean by keeping it on my paper is I don't want to take my piece of tissue paper and put it way over here. Now I can turn these in different angles, that's fine, but I don't want the tissue paper to go all, very far off that white paper. So I'm going to make sure it's on my white paper and keep on filling in my spaces. I'm going to finish up here. You're going to do the same thing, and I'll be back for the next step. Just remember, dip, wipe, go back over it so they're all glued down nice and flat. Okay, I'll be back soon. This is what your paper should look like when you're all done with the glue water. It should all be filled in, no white spaces, and all of your pieces are nice and flat. I will be back with another video for part 2. Bye, boys and girls.